So anyway, back on track. So what I would like to do now is I would like to introduce my partner, not partner in crime, but my partner in hair, and that is the International Artistic Director for Joico, Damien Carney. Please welcome him to the stage.
Thank you, Sue. Hi everyone, and a good afternoon and a warm welcome. We have exactly 30 minutes, and in those 30 minutes, we just really want to share with you really what this day is all about. It's about inspiring people, looking at a different perspective of what we do with hair. And there's not one way of doing things. There are different values and beauty that we have today. So here we have our first model. And from our kind of trend collection, what we do at Joico, we're part of Shiseido. It's the third largest cosmetic company in the world. We know about predictions when it comes to colours and what people are going to be wearing from here on. But the interesting thing about our trend is what we have different areas within a haircut that basically serve different purposes. There are longer areas, there are shorter areas. The shorter areas compact the hair down. So what you do is you get a contrast between a flatter area and a longer area. I think what's important with these looks is don't look at them for being very short or very long. Look at the flavour and the kind of feeling and the spirit that's going on. The hair could be worn longer. This could be worn on curly hair. It could be worn on any kind of person that you want to work it on. To me, hair is hair. The most important thing with my philosophy is to focus on creating an oval face shape. Consider the ideal. And if you don't know what an ideal oval face shape looks like, this is what it looks like. There you go. So, we always have hair, which is never the ideal. Very, very fine hair, but again, I think the most important thing with fine hair is not to try and deliberately necessarily make it look thick or full, but to work with the fabric and the fibre that you have. I often find that fine hair is better when it's kind of folded and clapped in on itself because it tends to look more dense. My favourite technique that really kind of runs through the entire haircut is really a graduated technique. One of the principles when we cut hair, we can layer, we can graduate, and we can do one length. And once we understand really the true techniques of those, we can create any shapes. I love the fact that there's a return of technical haircutting, less chipping and chopping, and more about design and structure. Because I think that should be given a round of applause. Absolutely. So really what I did was quite simply, I took the area which is from the crown, I worked very, very closely into the palm of the hands, and I did a series of diagonal sections and over-directed. The key thing to here is elevate, 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 so the transition goes from very long into shorter areas that basically are invisible. Yeah? I love the way the sides are taken very short and very flat, but again through here, there's a little area through the top that's deliberately left out, and you can expand your horizon, it can really be quite narrow or quite big, but in essence, this area is just layered through. Work through vertically, you can work around the hair, creating the length that you want. Yeah? So, in fact, her hair was already very, very short when she came in. And I think it's easy to cut somebody's hair from long to short because you've got an instant transition. But one has to think about the hair that you've got in front of you and how you can make a change to this, to this, to this, to this, to making it be easy, suitable, practical, and something unique that separates me from the salon down the road. I'm a great believer that I belong with Joico. Our philosophy is definitely all about healthy hair, because when the hair is healthy, it will always look good no matter what we do. So I'm a great believer in doing that. The hair's just been blow dried very simply, a little bit of flat ironing to give it a little bit of polish, but I do believe we've got a little bit sloppy with our blow dries. We're relying a little too much on the irons. There is a purpose and there is a reason for them, but nothing will ever replace a fabulous blow dry. So the irons are just the icing on the cake. K-Pack was our choice. An award-winning product you all know about that makes average hair look superb. Look at the shine, look at the colour, and Sue will break that down.
Okay, so a little bit about the colour, and that is from the collection, Smoke and Mirrors. Mirrors is a reflection, right? So when you look in a mirror, are you looking opposite or are you looking at it? Yes, so that's where the concept came up, that in the colouring side of it, it's opposite. So for example, maybe on one side of the colouring technique I've gone horizontal, and on the opposite side maybe vertical. In this particular case, I did do horizontal back-to-back slices on the top, centre parting, but on one side, I actually moved the slice partings into the hairline, so the fringe is incorporated into the foil. On the opposite side, I moved the slice parting back, so one side it's forward, one side it's back. But then to put an extra twist on it, what I did is on one side, I went from light, medium to dark, and on the opposite side, I went from dark, medium to light. So not only have I done the opposites by shifting my foil, I've also done the opposites by shifting my colours. The colours I used here was, she actually came in as a blonde, so she was a bleach blonde, and to be honest with you, I looked at her and I said, no, I don't like her as a blonde at all. So I said, you know, you will have your hair changed, I will change it. So I went through, I did want to keep a little bit of the blonde, so we went through, we did a regrowth first, and then I went through and we used a toner pearl blonde, 10 volume. We then went in and used a magenta shade, and then into a purple shade. So you can see where I've gone from blonde, into magenta, into purple. Opposite side, purple, magenta, into blonde. It's beautiful because when you move it around, when you comb it in different directions, it takes on a totally different feeling. All over her hair, use my favourite colour. We did not fill the hair, we just went in and used a Damien permanent product, Vero K-Pack Chrome. It's RB4. I cannot live without it. I use it for nearly every base colour. And the reason I like it is because it has a little bit of copper in there in the brown. It's a chocolatey colour, but you can go on top of bleached hair, pre-lightened hair, cover it up, one step, and 20 minutes. So that's why I love that product. So there you go. Do you like this colour? Yeah?